Governor Oshomole for his foresight, hard work and standard of living of the people of Edo, and commended the quality of projects executed by the governor.
The quality of the project I was made to commission are very, very solid. Whether it is the roads, the educational institutions, or the hospitals. Certainly, Governor Oshomole was lucky to last his 2 terms.
Is now diversities in our food. There is what I call one community, one product. It is not possible today that the man in Patani will grow cabbage or grow the tatashi as much as the man in Marite or the man in Biu.
The guests are optimistic that promoting national integration is key to achieving greatness and urge government, groups and individuals to always work in that direction.
And I think the electorate and the followership must be very conscious of the fact that people that pursue selfish agenda, that pursue
to women and children who are tested and administered drugs for malaria and other health challenges such as diabetes, hypertension and cervical cancer. Mrs. Buhari, who was represented by the wife of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Gimbia Dogara, called on well-meaning Nigerians to come to the rescue of women and children and other vulnerable members of the society for a better living.
I am delighted to be in Sokoto to commemorate and celebrate with the government and the good people of Sokoto State the 10th year anniversary in office of His Eminence Alhaji Abubakar Sa'ad III as Sultan of Sokoto. My second reason for being here is to sympathize with the government and the people of Sokoto State on the recent outbreak of malaria, which claimed so many lives in the state.
While emphasizing the need for engaging in environmental hygiene as a measure of controlling the diseases, the wife of the governor reassured the people of Sokoto State that she will continue to partner the Future Assured program of the wife of the president to bring in succor to the people of the state.
While I welcome Her Excellency to the state, I call on all the good people of Sokoto State to thank Mrs. Buhari for her support as a mother to us in Sokoto. We appreciate her gesture during the Ramadan period for the free feeding.
The gesture was extended to primary school children at Sarki Nyama Primary School Quarry, where vitamin A and drugs for the women were
to ensure the state is free from neglected tropical diseases.
Our state has continued to benefit from all the programs of the Carter Center.
The president of the center, Ambassador Mary Ann Peters, says the laudable achievement was made by regular support of people in Central, South America and Africa who have agreed to work with the center for reaching out to the affected areas.
All the treatments, all these 500 million, 42% over 20 years were distributed right here in Nigeria. And last year, the number was over 60%. So that is why we chose Nigeria to celebrate this milestone.
Beneficiaries commended the center for coming to their aid at the right time. Goodwill messages were delivered at the event by the donor agencies. Agatha Joseph Obioha, NTA News.
The present administration's fight against corruption and a change in attitude for doing what is good for Nigeria further gets a boost through the presentation of 2 books titled Know About Corruption and Rebirth of Conscience. Timothy Yusuf reports that Information Minister Lai Mohammed was represented by the Director General of the NTA, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed.
The 2 books written by Amina Tukur Othman are not only described as timely but also strategic to government's ongoing campaign against corruption and the need for value reorientation among Nigerians. Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai, who presided, restated President Muhammadu Buhari
me to understand.
We'll be there because we want a healthy populace, because it's only when we have healthy populace that they will be able to work, productivity will be high, and development will increase.
WACN draws membership from 5 Anglophone and 1 Francophone country and expected to increase throughout the sub-region. Nigeria is scheduled to host their biannual general meeting in 2017. Rashidat Mustafa Olagunju, NTA News.
And our first stop for today on Nationwide is our Lagos Network Center, as Abdullahi brings us reports on the Chief of Staff and Human Resource Manager.
The matter to the 2nd of December 2016 for continuation of trial. It will be recalled that continuation of trial could not hold at the last sitting as the presiding judge was not on seat, as he was said to be attending judges' conference in Abuja. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
Nigeria is committed to building infrastructure that will bring about a world-class payment system within the West African sub.
Expected to boost trade and economic development.
Increase the inflow of foreign exchange.
Issues of funding were discussed at all the institutions.
We want to give the services, but many patients cannot afford it.
At the end of the visit, the committee said it was encouraged by the eagerness of the management of the 6 health institutions to reverse the trend of medical tourism.
And that's it from here. Laurie continues nationwide in Abuja. Laurie, over to you.
Thank you, Abdullahi. Moving on now, FCT Minister Mohammed Musa Bello has explained that the 238 hectares of land that has been in containment
of operation anti-cut movement, improved intelligence gathering techniques, sustainable patrol teams, community policing, and improved synergy with other security agencies.
Those that we have found in the process of commission were charged to courts. Many of them are in prison.
He further disclosed that the 7 persons paraded are apprehended for various crimes such as armed robbery, illegal possession of firearms, arms manufacturing, and snatching of motorcycles. The commissioner said some of the suspects that are connected with the raiding of Ado police station and killing of 2 policemen are helping the police with information to track others that are involved. He maintained that the police will continue to ensure that crime is reduced to the barest minimum. In Makudi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
The Taraba State Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku says his administration will ensure that all segments of the state enjoy equal and fair treatment in the provision of infrastructural facilities and service. He stated this when a delegation from Gashaka Chiefdom, led by the newly appointed Chief of Gashaka, Zubairu Harman Gabdu, visited him. Joseph Otsen has details.
A visit by stakeholders from Gashaka local government area to Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku is to express the people's gratitude to the state government for funding treatment of late Chief of Gashaka Chiefdom, Muhammadu Haman Gabdo Sambo. The personal visit the governor made to see him in hospital and supporting the burial of the late Lamdo Gashaka. Spokesperson of the delegation, Justice Isa Haman Gabdo Sambo, told Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku that the people are grateful for the support and stand with him with the appointment of Zubairu Haman Gabdo, the son of the royal father, as his successor. Governor Darius Dixon Ishaku described late Lamdo Gashaka as a respectful leader whose leadership quality in accommodating all tribes, religion, and harmonizing his subjects has earned Gashaka Chiefdom the commendation as one of the most peaceful areas in the state.
And for your Royal Majesty, these are your brothers who go and hold them. They are the treasures that you have. They are those that will help you.
The governor added that Modalities for the inauguration of the newly appointed Lamdo
fruits to make Nigeria an ICT-capable country in the knowledge society.
Because without, the efforts of cyber professionals, nobody is safe, and none of our resources in the ICT sector is safe.
And, the economy has not been doing very well. And we're saying one of the ways out is to use technology to actually drive economic growth and development.
The conference is with the theme Cybersecurity, Technology Optimization and National Development in Abuja. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
You're watching Nationwide on the NTA. We now pause for some messages. The news continues shortly. Don't go away.
From what we have seen, we have the capacity which we can rapidly develop or feed in ourselves. If we don't import rice, we stop importing corn and other grains, Nigeria will have plenty of money to invest into developing industries, especially manufacturing, textiles and so on, and develop iron and steel, and complement the infrastructure development. So really, the opportunities are virtually limitless, and we are very, very aware of this, and we are prepared to exploit it to the fullest.
It is the most coveted seat on the planet, and there is no love lost between the contestants. The world's most celebrated democracy faces its biggest test so far. Who will be the next occupant of the White House? Keep a date with NTA on November 8 for the unique African coverage of the race to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Will Clinton clinch the Trump card? America decides. NTA's all-night coverage of the 2016 U.S. presidential election. America decides. She or he.
On a white sheet of exam paper, I am calm like a sniper, bam like a piper, glam like a rapper. I'm never a slacker.
Fail like a failure.
How was your result?
This wicked girls here was gave me.
Then give me.
They gave me 7 E's.
This week on your award-winning comedy series, Professor John Bull, starring Kanayo Okanayo, Mercy Johnson, Queen Wokoye, Yomi Fashlanso, Stephen Odingbe.
Address me as the Ono. My title is waiting for me.
Oh no, we're waiting.
Anang. Ono.
Mr. Owowu.
No, I can't take that. Olowu. Hey, I don't like all this.
What is that name they call you all over the campus?
Flashbird with a big splash, depending on how you want to lash.
Big name that kills a small dog.
Professor John Bull, fasten your seatbelts this Tuesday and Friday, 8:30 to 9 p.m. on NTA Network, International, and Star Times. It's absolutely bombastic.
Over and out.
Welcome to the new speed of life. Our latest edition of TV Guide is out. This edition of your favorite magazine will simply blow your mind. The package is loaded, and our offering is quite illuminating. NTA has a new Director General, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, a tested and trusted professional, an old wine that keeps getting better with age. This is the new driver of the digital switch over train. Get to know him more in TV Guide. And now, on our cover is one of Nigeria's finest comic actors, Afiz Oyetoro, aka Saka. Peep into his world and you will see how he is putting from glory to glory. The change agenda of President Muhammadu Buhari, we did an assessment so far. All our refreshing columns and incisive features are a collector's item and research materials. TV Guide, available on your newsstands and in all NTA stations nationwide. Also in our embassies in United Kingdom, USA, China, Ghana, and Egypt. TV Guide. Grab a copy and give one to a friend. TV Guide. Still your indispensable companion.
begins with you. Oh yeah, make we go. But it's also let a change begin from within. Look at you, oh Gerula. Change begins with you and me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me. Change begins with me.
Welcome back. You're still watching Nationwide on the NTA. Hope Alive for Unijos as State Fund offers assistance to rebuild its burnt library. Femichit is standing by for the report and other newsy developments from our Jos Network Center. Good to see you, Femichit.
To see you too, Laurie. Welcome to Jos. Chairman Senate's Committee on Ecology and Climate, Bukar Abba Ibrahim, says his committee will make requests to the presidency for reclamation of areas devastated by mining activities in Plateau State. The lawmaker said this when he led members of the committee to mining sites in some parts of the state. Ben Mitu reports.
The lawmakers were at Al-Hili in Jos North local government area where they saw the extent of devastation done to the residents. But when Senator Bukar Ibrahim-led team got to Zawan in Jos South local government, the community leader, Da Paul Davu, told them that the mining pond that is situated in the heart of the community is useful to his people in terms of fishing and irrigation. As such, it should be dredged and fenced for optimal use. The committee, however, noted that the danger the pond poses to the inhabitants of the community far outweighs the benefits that will be derived from it. The legislators were shocked with what they saw at the Lomak Kunkum erosion control works in Lantern North local government area. Notwithstanding, chairman of the committee says so far over 30 ecological contracts have been awarded nationwide, and Plateau State cannot be an exception.
We are expecting to see the damage is really beyond what we were imagining. Therefore, we do all we can to ensure that the University of Jos Library Complex is restored to its original.
The Vice Chancellor, Professor Memoko, appreciated the visit and counts it as a blessing for the prompt response of the fund in salvaging the institution of her present predicament. He presented a document containing the submissions of the technical team and the committee set to investigate the fire incidents, as well as other areas of intervention that the university is pursuing from TED Fund, which includes the renovation of the affected structure, the procurement of furnishings for the ICT unit, and the replacement of damaged infrastructure and completion of the Senate building, amongst others. In Jos, Nerot Nina Dinget, NTA News.
Nenrod's report wraps up our contribution from Jos. Laurie, back to you for more news.
Many thanks, Femichit. Nigeria and Canada are to collaborate on migration issues to generate greater opportunities for trade and investment for facilitating socio-economic activities between the two countries. This was part of resolutions reached at the 5th Nigeria-Canada Binational Commission meeting held in Abuja. Ronke Kolawole reports.
Other issues of interest to Nigeria and Canada were advancement of good governance, water, climate change, women and child empowerment, as well as security.
We have identified our nationally determined contributions, and the political will is there for us to deliver on what we have committed to. We would certainly hope that as one of the major sponsors, that one of the most important aspects of this is the 100 billion that is envisaged to help developing countries access the climate fund.
Canada pledged support to the federal government's initiative of addressing regional insecurity to promote peaceful coexistence. On the issue of qualitative healthcare services, it says it will support Nigeria to strengthen the sector and assist internally displaced persons.
There is a lot of opportunities for our two countries. When I see the challenges you are facing and the determination your country is always showing each time challenges are occurring, Canada must be there to give its support.
Dating back to 1962, Nigeria-Canada relations remain cordial and strong. Available reports say the bilateral merchandise between the two countries in 2015 was more than $1 billion, and Nigeria is Canada's third largest export market in Africa. The sixth edition of the Binational Commission's meeting is billed for 2017 in Canada. Ronke Kolawole, NTA News.
And as the United States of America holds presidential election today, guests on Good Morning Nigeria say the diplomatic world has held its breath, waiting for who Americans will make the next powerful person in the world. Aisha Ubali reports.
Despite picking holes in some of the campaign statements of the two main candidates and identifying it as one of the dirtiest fourth presidential bid in the U.S. history, the guest noted that the process still remains a reference to other countries.
Every citizen there who is a member of a political party has the opportunity of voting who they want to be the candidate. So to that extent, it gives freedom to the citizens to decide who eventually becomes the candidate.
We do have some form of uniformity in terms of what is expected of a voter, the things that you have to meet in order to qualify, to vote. One being, of course, that you have to be a United States citizen.
While emphasizing that the election is supposed to be an internal affair of the U.S., the guests were quick to point out that that is indeed of interest to the whole world due to the strategic position of America to world politics and economy.
Every nation in the world today is working assiduously toward preparing itself for what America becomes tomorrow morning. Just like Ambassador Lolo said, every nation will have the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. You are working on it. And everybody has prepared its mind about what is the likely outcome and how to go about it.
And if it is Clinton that becomes the president of the United States, we will see greater moderation in the action of America, even though they'll be interventionist. We'll also see measured approach to issues, and we're going to see an America that will still remain engaged, but at the same time will calculate before they act.
The speakers agreed that Nigeria stands to benefit from the U.S. election process as the country strives to perfect her democratic system. In Abuja, Aisha Ubali, NTA News.
It's election day in the United States of America, and millions of Americans will head to the polls to elect their next president. Adeyemi Omojola Fatoba reports on their closing statement and what voters expect no matter the outcome of the election.
The candidates, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, have crisscrossed the 50 states, and Americans will elect one of them as their next president for a term of 4 years. They both campaigned into the midnight, presenting their closing arguments to the American people fighting for votes in the battleground states. Whoever wins the presidential election will be faced with the onerous task of uniting the nation, already polarized by divisive rhetorics.
What I hope to see with Donald Trump winning is that those who have joined his campaign for reasons of hate, of not liking other groups, of anything other than that of unification, that they see a different way of doing things, that they come aboard and just not do things based on hate of another group or other.
Well, I hope to see that, America keeps moving in the right direction. I think that what's really important
and the federal government are collaborating towards boosting the output of smallholder farmers to address poverty in rural communities. The World Bank under Fadama 3 project is to link the farmers to off-takers to address post-harvest losses. Musa Babaliu reports.
Farmers in Kano State are among the beneficiaries of the World Bank intervention program in areas of crop production. The initiative, which is designed.
This is the message by Archbishop, Metropolitan and Primate Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, the Most Reverend Nicholas Oku, to the 6th edition of Divine Commonwealth Conference 2016 in Abuja. Lydia Bassi reports.
The primate explained that fear and insecurity keep people within a state of weakness and disillusionment, which prevent them from making the necessary decisions and required actions that will help them to attain goals and objectives in life. He commended the federal government's fight to rid the nation of insurgency.
Ifeanyi Izumba reports.
The Harvest and Bazaar, which is an annual event, has as its theme, Harvest of Divine Mercy and Possession. Reverend Father Asen also challenged Christians never to lose hope in God.
Jesus tells us in the Bible that anyone that wants to follow me, to follow him, they should deny themselves and carry their cross and follow him. So what we are passing through is part of those challenges which Christ reminded us of.
Give our leaders the right minds to lead us aright.
Bishop Osaretin Ben Naigbe of Freedom in Christ Mission International, who said God is the controller of the world, told Christians to turn to God so that he can heal the nation.
Right now it's like there is no rain. But he said, if my people that are called by my name will humble themselves, turn from their wicked way, say, I will hear in heaven and I will heal their land.
This recession will go behind Nigeria and our economy shall bounce back.
Embrace God and to watch and pray.
That togetherness in terms of reflecting on the goodness of the Lord from January till now.
At the Ekwa annual Thanksgiving service, Pastor Dominic Hakuri told believers that God has a purpose for everything on earth, adding that Nigerians should be patient